So I've been doing a lot of reflecting lately, and I've realized that I used to be friends with people who absolutely hated me. So I would just like to come on here and shine some light on red flags, not only within relationships, but within friendships as well. If you don't know me, hello, my name is Dimitri, and welcome to my channel. This is actually my second channel, where I talk about whatever I want. And today I just kind of want to give some big sister advice to those who need it, or maybe to someone who is going through a similar thing. But let's get into being friends with people who hate you. So I will say now that this was years ago, and my current friendships and relationships are awesome. I'm with someone now who loves me very much, and it shows. And my friends that I have now are also super awesome and loving and caring. But there was a point in my life where it wasn't like that. And I was reflecting on a few years ago in my life when I was probably about 20 to 21 years old. And not only did my boyfriend at the time not like me, but neither did my best friend at the time. And I've also been friends with a lot of people in the past who were just very toxic and just straight up were not good friends to me. And I have put up so much boundaries with people, and I have cut out a lot of people in my life. Because I feel like at this point I'm way too old to be dealing with it, and I'm way too old to be dealing with people who are jealous of me, dealing with people who are mean to me, dealing with people who just rub me the wrong way, or just don't align with my morals or who I am as a person. So I have compiled a list of red flags to look out for, and I feel like this is especially important for young girls who are in their teenage years or maybe even their early 20s. I'm still in my early 20s myself, but I feel like I've lived a million lifetimes, and I've just learned a lot, and I'm still learning, and there are still many lessons for me to learn, but I have been mastering controlling my boundaries and controlling the people that I let into my life. And I used to be the kind of girl where I wanted to be best friends with everyone. I feel like I'm a very friendly person, and I can quickly make friends very easily because I love to talk. But what I've realized is that you cannot be so quick to let people in. So that's one thing I will start with, is like, please be careful. If you are talkative and like super friendly like I am, be careful with who you're striking up conversations with. I feel like it is totally fine to just like have a conversation with someone, but I would be very wary about instantly becoming friends with that person, because there are some people who will get super attached to you super quickly, and before you know it, this person is like throwing your life into a whirlwind. But anyway, I have been in friendships where I realize now that those people did not like me, but I'm not saying that I was the perfect person in those dynamics. I feel like there were faults on both sides, but I will say a lot of the time I feel like people were treating me like that because they were either projecting, they were jealous, or they were insecure. And that is the biggest thing ever. If someone is treating you like crap, don't take it personally. And I have had to do so much work on that. I used to take literally everything as like a personal dig. But now when someone like says something really rude or like off to me or tries to come at me sideways, my mind doesn't immediately go to, oh my god, I'm being a horrible person and I'm weird and this person doesn't like me. No. You have to reconstruct your thought process to be like, this person is saying that to me because they are insecure. They are saying these rude things to me because they are projecting, they are insecure, and maybe sometimes even jealous. But I feel like that is a very helpful tip, is like, try your best not to take things personally, because most of the time, unless you are being like genuinely like a crappy friend or like a crappy person, that's different. But if someone just like says something out of nowhere and you're like, whoa, where did that come from? They're probably insecure, jealous, or hate themselves. People who treat you poorly don't hate you, they hate themselves. I mean, in some cases they might hate you if it's especially like a jealousy relationship. And I will say, if any of your friends straight up tell you, I'm jealous of you because you have the... No. No, no. If someone tells you to your face that they are jealous of you, I would keep that person at a 10-foot pole length, because what? Being jealous of your friends is not good. Being jealous of your friends is not normal. Well, maybe it is normal because jealousy is like a normal human emotion, but you can't let your jealous thoughts or your envious thoughts affect your relationships and your friendships. What is healthy and what is normal is if you see that one of your friends has something that you want, being jealous of them is not the right way to go about that. You have to be happy for your friends' accomplishments. You have to be happy for them whenever they get something really cool or have a really cool opportunity come along. You have to applaud them. How can you get applause if you can't clap for others? But if you start to feel like jealous thoughts towards your friends, nip that in the butt. Nip it in the butt, okay? And if someone is telling you to your face that they are jealous of you, nip that shit in the butt, okay? A friend who genuinely loves you and cares about you and wants the best for you is going to be happy for you when good things come your way, not jealous, okay? People who treat you poorly don't hate you. They hate themselves. And another really, really, really big thing that I dealt with in my toxic friendships was people making fun of my interests. Your true friends are never going to make fun of you in a serious way. I know, I get there's teasing, but even then teasing can like get out of hand sometimes. And sometimes even teasing is like, okay, that's a projection of how you actually feel and you're trying to play it off as a tease. It's just something that you're gonna have to like navigate through. But if someone is making fun of you for your interests, that's not your friend. My current friends now, I have a lot of friends that are like normie, quote unquote. As you can see, I'm not normie. But not a single time have any of those beautiful, wonderful ladies, not a single time have they ever judged me for the things that I like, or the music I listen to, or hated on the things that I like or listen to. It's just not a thing. You know why? Because they love me and they like being my friends and they like me. But people who make fun of you and your interests are not your friends. And I actually had this happen a few times where I would be listening to something and a friend at the time would be like, oh my god, I can't believe that you listen to that. I don't like that stuff at all. And then I would catch them listening to the same thing, which it's like, girl, it's okay if you like that thing, but don't turn around and make fun of me for it, you know? And that has happened a handful of times and it really irks me, because literally, how are you going to make fun of the things that I like and turn around and like the same exact thing after I was listening or indulging in said media? Do you know what I mean? This is a really big one. Making fun of you or embarrassing you in front of other people, that person's not your friend. Not at all, not one bit. And this used to happen to me a lot, where friends of mine would make fun of me in front of other people or try to embarrass me in front of other people. Do you know why they're doing that? Because they're jealous of you and they want to make themselves look better in comparison to you. Do not ever, ever, ever let anyone embarrass you or make fun of you, especially in front of a group of people. And if they're doing that, it's because they're jealous of you and they want to make themselves look better. That was a big thing for me. And it made me feel like absolute crap. And the funniest thing was, whenever I would hang out one-on-one with people like that, it was totally fine and it was totally normal and they were never mean to me. But the second we were in a group environment, I was the butt of the joke every single time. That person is not your friend. This one I kind of like still have a hard time with, but when you tell a friend, a trusted friend that you think, someone who you think is your trusted friend, when you tell them about something horrible that someone has done to you and that person continues to be very close with that person, that's not your true friend. And I have lost a lot of friends that way. And I know that one can kind of be iffy for some people, but personally, like, if you're gonna continue to be besties with my biggest op, me and you are not besties anymore. Like, you are in the den of the enemy. And I feel like when people do that, it's like they very clearly picked a side. And I know it's not that black and white, and there's definitely some gray areas in situations like that, but if I go to you and I confide in you and I vent to you about this horrible thing that happened to me regarding someone, and you continue to like be their bestie, you're not my bestie anymore. Sorry. Because to me, that's just kind of disrespectful. It does put them in a weird situation where it's like, you know, pick a side kind of thing, and I don't want to make people pick a side, but it does kind of show me like, okay, you very clearly care about that person more than you care about me, so you don't have to be in my life anymore. Sorry. And another thing, I was friends with this one girl at one point, and it was a really weird situation because she was always in the same friend group as me, and we just always ended up like talking, and I realized that this person was one of those people who constantly wanted all of the attention on themselves, and even went as far as to making one of my own birthdays about her, which like that just sucks. I don't know. I would never go to one of my friends' birthdays and like throw a fit and make it about me. And so this girl, there just always seemed to be something wrong. There just always seemed to be an issue where she would like blow up, and then everyone would like be attentive towards her because she's blowing up, and it would happen like every single time we hung out. And so this got very exhausting for me, and I got to a point where I just stopped reacting because I knew that the way she was acting, she was doing that to get a reaction out of people, and I didn't want to do it anymore. I know you're throwing a fit just to throw a fit, and that you want the attention on you, and you're like making shit up so that you can have the attention on you, and I'm not gonna like feed into your delusion. And so the second I stopped feeding into this girl's delusion, she went absolutely off on me. And I'm telling you, like, it wasn't serious shit. Like, if it was serious shit happening, I would be like, I would totally be there for a friend, but most of the time it was like she was like complaining about her boyfriend or something. I don't even know. And she went off and she was calling me a mean girl and all this, that, and the other. It honestly sucked in the moment, but now that I look at it from a hindsight lens, I know that that person was projecting. Oh, and another thing. People who copy you. Your friends that copy you, those people are not your friends. There's a difference between getting inspiration from someone and just straight up copying them, and I've had that happen to me a lot of times. And it's like, I'm not here to say that like I invented this, that, and the other, but baby girl, I told you I would be wearing this on this night, and you show up to the same night wearing the same exact thing. People who copy you, people who copy your interests, people who copy what you're wearing, how you look, this, that, and the other, those people are not your friends because they're jealous of you. And I also hope that this is not coming off as like, everyone loves me, everyone's jealous of me, blah. That's not how I'm trying to come off. I'm trying to illuminate these red flags that I feel like not a lot of people really like think about or just like brush under the rug. But if people are acting like that around you, you have to be really careful. And another one is people who intentionally put you in uncomfortable situations. Those people are not your friends. I used to have a friend who was a kleptomaniac, and that's never really been my thing because like, I don't know, the fear of God is stricken within me. I've just never been comfortable with doing that sort of thing, and this friend knew that about me. And this friend, I've told this friend so many times, like, it makes me uncomfortable when you are like stealing from so-and-so place, whatever. And that same person would do it right in front of me. Whenever we went shopping together, that person would do it right in front of me. So thank God, like, neither of us got in trouble, but I very easily could have been roped into what you were doing just because I was simply with you. And it made me uncomfortable, and I feel like uncomfortable things like that, you kind of don't know what to say in the moment, but it's not even like they would try to hide it or like be sneaky about it. Like, we could have very easily gotten in trouble. I wasn't the one personally doing it, but I was still like with that person at the time, so I don't know. If people are like putting you in like dangerous situations or like uncomfortable situations, that person is not your friend. And another really big one for me that I have experienced so many times, and it honestly like hurts so bad, it makes me so uncomfortable, but when your friends flirt with people who you are dating, or in a relationship with, I'm gonna say this loud and clear. Those people are not your friends. Not at fucking all. Not at fucking all. Not even in the slightest. And I mean when they very clearly, like, know that you're dating this person. Or even if you had a crush on someone and your friend was, like, flirting with that person. That's not your fucking friend, okay? I've had this happen with, like, multiple people. Where they would flirt with my boyfriend at the time or someone I was talking to. That's not my friend. That's not my friend. Because what do you mean? What do you mean? That's just not a good friend, and that's also just not a good person. Like, what are you talking about? And I will say, when you find yourself in friendships like this, in uncomfortable situations like this, I understand that it's not as easy to just tell that person how you are feeling. I was in a very toxic friendship for years because I didn't know how to get out of it. It's just like being in a toxic, abusive relationship. A lot of people find themselves unable to get out of it. And it's like, when you're in it and you have been friends with someone for years and years, and they are being abusive towards you, or like treating you like shit, and doing all of these horrible things to you, and you don't want to be friends with them, it's not as easy to just confront them. Because trust me, I've tried to confront people before, and I was just met with straight up hostility. There are some people out there who are not used to being told no. There are some people I feel that are used to manipulating people, especially people who are pushovers. I don't necessarily think I am a pushover. I think I used to be, specifically within close friendships. And the second you don't want to be a pushover anymore, they have an extreme problem with it. And suddenly, they will turn the entire story onto you. They will turn every single fault onto you if you try to stand up for yourself. If you currently find yourself in a situation like that, I totally understand that it is not as easy to just say, hey, I don't like the way you're treating me. Hey, I don't like the way that you're talking to me. I get that it's not as easy to just say stuff like that. I get it. And I feel like a lot of people need to recognize that. If you see your friend who is in a situation like that, I think it's good to realize and recognize that it's not as easy as just saying, hey, stop treating me like shit. I would just be patient and kind with those friends in your life. But I will say, if you currently find yourself in a situation like that, one day eventually it will boil over. Everything will just become too much for you and you won't be able to handle it anymore and you will blow up. I also had a friend that would steal things from me, and I can't really say for sure, but like, I'm not sure if that person snooped through my things, but if you suspect that someone is doing the same to you, that's not your fucking friend. And so that was like the friendship aspect, but again, I will say that like, I used to be in a relationship with someone who did not like me. Looking at it in hindsight, that person probably was just with me to fill a void, and it's really hard being in a relationship with someone like that. So just to add as like a quick little note, if you are in a relationship with someone and they continually do things to hurt you, and you have told them, and this can go for friendships too, if you have told someone that what they are doing continuously is hurting you and they keep doing it, you shouldn't be with that person, nor should you be friends with that person. Telling someone straight up, hey, you doing this hurts me. Hey, you doing this upsets me, and they continue to do it, get rid of that person. Because they don't care about you, they only really care about themselves. Someone who loves you and cares about you is going to adjust their behavior because they care about you. But I will say, I don't regret any of these situations that I've been in, because now I know what to look for, and I have learned so many things from those relationships and those friendships. And it's like, now I am much more matured and I know what to look for, and I have found a good group of people that are currently in my life. Oh, and another thing, if you know that someone's talking shit about you, don't continue to stay friends with that person. Why would you want to stay friends with someone who talks shit about you? And I've also heard someone say that, like, if they talk shit about their friends to you, they're also probably talking shit about you. I can 100% confirm that. Because I was friends with someone who would talk shit about everyone that we knew, and then the second that everyone that we knew came around, it was, oh my god, hey, blah, 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 blah. If you find yourself in any of these situations, the best thing you can do is distance. And sometimes it is better to be alone than to surround yourself with people who hate you. And I feel like learning to be alone is something that we all totally have to learn. If you love yourself, you will not allow people to treat you like shit. So if you find yourself in these situations and you feel like it's hard to get out of these situations, work on self-love and also work on just slowly distancing yourself from people like that. Because the second that you love yourself genuinely, you will realize that like, oh my god, I can't have people like this around me. And if you love yourself, you will not allow people to treat you like that. But now I love myself, I'm confident within my interests and the things that I like and the people I hang out with, and it shows. You are like a reflection into your life. If you hate yourself and you are insecure, guess what kind of people you are going to be attracting. But if you love yourself and you like yourself and you are confident, guess what kind of people you're going to be attracting? People who also love you and respect you. To respect yourself and to love yourself, you cannot have people in your life that don't respect or don't love you, okay? And also, if you have dealt with stuff like that, don't guilt yourself or don't shame yourself. We've all been in some nasty situations, and it's not anyone's fault. So I hope this video helped out at least one person. And if you would like to go visit my main channel, I will have it linked down below. But yeah, thanks for having a sit down little girly chat with me. My name is Dimitri, and I'll see you in the next video.